Hey everybody, it's Allie Edwards and welcome back to December Daily for 2024. I am working on story 11. Yesterday was story 10, talking a little bit about anxiety and too many tabs open. So today I'm working on the back. So I have two squares available to me. This guy is for the next story, which is going to be a look back at 2024. That was something I put together for prep day. But for today, so I have these two spots available to me. So I'm thinking a little bit about what I want to do. One of the things I printed out is a text message from Katie that she and I were texting last night. Yesterday, I finished up my last content for our last story kit, which is something that I've been doing every month now for 10 years. And I'm trying to make sure that I celebrate the ending of this particular subscription and then celebrate the beginning of something different too. So I'm trying to take a little bit of time to recognize that and to celebrate it and to, I'm one of those people that kind of moves on to the next thing often. And I'm trying not to do that a little bit. So I think adding a story in here, talking about that would be great. So what I did is I took the screenshot of the text message and I sized it so it's 3.25 by 6.5 so that it could go on top of here in a similar size as the photo and the journaling yesterday. So it's like sitting on top here. So I could fold it and then it would sit in that space. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. I haven't decided if I want just the other part to be journaling, if I want to add a photo on the outside. Those are some of the things that I'm thinking about right now. All right, this is one of those ones that comes together pretty easy once you have the individual pieces. So again, the folded text message screenshot that I am including here is 3.25 by 6.5. That's just the dimensions that I set on Photoshop when I printed this out. This is so that it can fold over and be the same size as the contents yesterday on top of the square. So using my bone folder there to get a nice solid crease. And then next was kind of thinking about what else did I want to add on here. So I printed out my photo where I added the text saying goodbye and saying hello. That's in the 3.25 inch square. And then I was thinking about what do I want to put on the flap. So I could have put this picture on the flap, but I decided I wanted to do some sort of combination. I considered adding in some pattern paper from the kit, but then what I decided to do is I'm going to layer a couple of the transparencies from the 3x8 journal card and transparency set. I'm going to layer those on top of each other and then add one of the plastic flowers that's included in the story kit this time. I had some doves out. I really want to incorporate those in at some point, so I kind of thought about that, but it just felt like it was too much. And so I took those guys off, but I am going to do the two transparencies layered on top of each other, as you'll see in a minute here, and then just adhere the other one up on top. That's So Much Joy is vellum from last year. Here's the two 3x8s that I have. Again, I'm going to cut those down to 3x2.5, 3.25. But these are those plastic flowers that are in the Hello Story kit. So I'm going to stitch the flower onto the two layers of transparency. And then I'm also going to stitch on that circle and add the number 11 on there. I'll be moving the number 11. Those are on those puffy numbers. I'll be moving those down a little bit on the circle. So there's my little all stitched together element. I'm going to adhere that with red line tape just right down onto the top so that that can fold up. I like how that turned out. I did end up needing to add a little bit of rolling adhesive just because it felt like it wasn't going to sit in the right spot. And then because the rolling adhesive that I use is dots, you can kind of see some of those adhesive dots in there. So think about that if you care about that before you do it. I kind of wish that they weren't on there, but then I was fine with it too. Like, it just is, if a little bit of glue shows sometimes, I think we're all going to probably be just fine. Adding red line tape to the back of the circle there, the little gold rim circle. I ran that through the sewing machine a couple times. And then I have the number 11 on top. I did consider adding a tab or a tag or something to show that this is a flip up, but I think you're going to be able to tell that in the album itself. Using a corner rounder to round the edges, I just like how that softens it up just a tad bit. I'm going to do that on the bottom of these ones here. It was a little bit thick for my corner rounder, so I'm going to use my scissors to trim that down a little bit. There we go. And then, yeah, I really like how this one turned out. I'm happy to, I love the reminder too, a couple reminders here. One is that these don't have to be complicated long stories, right? We're adding in little stories that are all going to add up to one big story for the month of December, or 25 stories. Some of yours are going to be all Christmas related. Some of them may not be all Christmas related, right? People do a wide variety of things. I always enjoy adding in everyday life sorts of photos or everyday life sorts of stories. So I think that one turned out cute. Really like the reference to something that was a big deal in my own life here. So love having simple things. Love the reminder that you can use text messages, right? That text message thread. I know I use that on the coffee cup, but here's another example and a fun way to bring other voices into your project. All right, see you guys back here for story 12 tomorrow.